front left suspension, so I'm bringing it to work today so I can put it up on the lift because it's driving me mad. And I'm wondering if a Heim joint on the control arm is going bad. Or if there's something loose. You know, you get a nut backed off a little bit, you'll end up with a noise as well. And then, so, drove around yesterday for like an hour and a half of Father's Day, just relaxing. Everything's fine. Getting in today, and all of a sudden I hear this very low tick, 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 tick noise from the back. And I'm like, what the hell is that? I look down at my Driveshaft speed sensor, and the RPMs are all over the place. So I'm like, it's hitting the collar? How the hell did that happen? Did it loosen up? So, a couple of minutes ago, all of a sudden I hear stop and the sensor went dead. So that thing got into the collar, or the collar flung off. Something happened back there. I'm going to be a little upset because I haven't even been on the car that long yet. So I haven't bolted the seat back to the roll cage yet, and that's the first time I actually felt the seat kind of move taking the turn. That was weird. But now it's lower in the back. I gotta re-drill holes in the seat for the mount. But I definitely feel a little bit better. Full throttle, my knee is more bent. That means I, put more pressure on the gas pedal. So hopefully we have taken care of that problem. It's obnoxious. I want to buy a new seat cover, but I can't bring myself to spend $250 on that seat. That's just silly. What I might do, I really want to get an enclosed seat, but after I have like just like a generic Camaro Cabello race seat that I stuck in here yesterday. Thinking I'd put that in there, but like I put it on the floor, and without rails, no mounting, nothing on the floor, it was like on the verge of being too high for me. So I'm like, there's no way with rails and everything here that this thing is my head's gonna be up into the cage. Like, I have a lot of room, and I have a lot of room by design. I drive this car way too much on the street. I don't want it around this cage. I mean, that's all gonna change when I get a funny car move in here. But with that, I want the enclosed seat. So I'll probably end up with one of the enclosed Kirky seats. And like, I'd rather just put the $250 towards that, because that's gonna happen this winter. Fingers crossed I have enough money in my life to be able to do the cage. That's priority this winter. I would like to do a cage and a built motor, and maybe some 69mm turbos instead of the 66s. But we'll see how far that gets. I mean, I want to do a lot of things. Like, I want to freaking cut holes back in the cowl and put hood hinges on, and put the flat hood, get rid of the intercooler and go to M1 with a flat hinged hood. Obviously, I just spoke about like freaking $5 grand right there. And I want to do the cage first. We're not gonna cut this one out. We're just gonna add on, go 25.5. That'll be the cheapest option for right now. And then, when the time comes that I break that serve, I'll tear this whole thing out and go 25.3. And then at that point, I would just turn it into, pretty much a full-fledged race car, which, I think my feelings about that. I mean, even the 25.5 is kind of like, what are you doing, bro? So, let's get to the shop. Let's get this thing up in the air and see what I did to my sensor, and see what happened in the front end, so we can find something. Okay, well, I don't know. It definitely
hit the collar. I'm sure the sensor's dead. You know, that probably has to get replaced now. I don't know if it gets, I mean, it's gotten close. I don't know why. I wonder, so that gap, this looks like it's loosened up right there actually. You see the gap? Versus that gap. Huh. I wonder if the collar loosened up. That'd suck. I wonder if it does that. So the suspension's at droop. Sitting on the knob. Alright, so I just have to move it because it don't do it on this side. I'm gonna lube my heim joints up on the control arms and see if it goes away. If it does go away, then you know it's the Heims and you can replace it. The lube only works for a couple of weeks. Oh God. I swear to God. You could put a gun to a Dunkin' Donuts employee's head and tell him you have to make the same drink twice. And there's not a chance. Ugh. So I'm just gonna back the sensor up. I can't I don't have feeler gauges here apparently. And just back that sensor up and order another one. Figured maybe I could go a looser gap and not be an issue. Anyways, we'll do something else today for this video as well. Well, we're back home. This thing's just sitting. Haven't done anything with it. Haven't even ordered a new Driveshaft sensor. Tried talking to Brandon, trying to message Low Dollar online. I haven't heard anything back. But maybe I'll call this week. I haven't had any time with everything going on in the shop. No, just sitting. No plans to do anything. Don't even have plans to race it. I think I might go to a New Hampshire track rental on a Friday. I gotta look into that a little bit further. We'll see what happens there. I need some prep. I need to go fast on this thing. So if that involves going to New Hampshire, so be it. My place in New Hampshire is only an hour away. So like I'd go up there on a, oh, that looks nice and dented right there. I go up there on like a Thursday night, drive over in the morning, race all day, and then I could spend the night again and just drive home Saturday. So, working on this junk. Just got the rear end ripped out of it, ripped the cover off to see if there's any surprises in there or stock. It looks like it's pretty stock to me. So I'll bolt that on. I can't sell a stock 8.8 out of a Mustang to save my life. I've had this one. This is out of one of the convertibles. It might have been the blue 92. All stock. It even had a brand new rear cover on it. $150, can't get it gone. This is what's going in the convertible. I've showed you guys many times. It's got 373s, 31 spline axles, a locker, aerospace rear brakes, 3150 flange. Pretty much stock control arm brackets. I think it's, yeah, stock control arm brackets, just has coilover brackets on it. And ARB. And now I have this 8.8, which I'll rip everything off. I might just gut them and keep the housings, but I feel like if I build another rear end for my car, I'll put like a 9-inch in the car. I don't know. We'll see. No real major surprises under here. Got the exhaust drop down. There's a couple of small rot spots on the frame rail. Let's see if I can show you. Right there, it's light. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut these horribly welded subframe connectors off. Hold on, let me grab a creeper. Oh. So you can see like the floor is trash right there, which is understandable. I knew it. So the frame rail is weak there. This side's more solid, and a little bit above the box right there. The spring perch is rotted, but I'm just going to do coilovers and not even worry about those. But everything else, you know, I know the little spots in the floor, like right there, so we're going to just section that out. Everything else looks pretty solid. Obviously, it's nasty as can be, but you know what? It's solid. There's a spot in the floor. But again, I know about those couple of things, so this is going to be like a scrape. Oh, sorry. Dang, the exhaust is in my way. So like from after I fix obviously this frame rail and everything from here back, this is pretty much just scrape all the loose crap off, you know, get a decent surface and use some of that Eastwood or Port 15, the stuff Eastwood makes, like, you know, the rust converters, and just do all that under here and then undercoat the whole thing. And then I got to start tackling the floor. But I got to cut these subframe connectors out, and I am not looking forward to them welds to cut. Oh my god. And they did a number on them, boy. So we'll fix all that. It's not really as bad as I thought. I mean, this obviously looks bad, but I have all this factory forged, so I'm just gonna cut it and then just weld it in. We're not going for perfection here. We're just going for structurability. If that's even a word. So I'm gonna jack up. But it's not terrible. There are a couple, like I said, it's some small stuff. I mean, this floor on this side is shingatz. I mean, it is shot all the way up into there. So I'm probably gonna come like below the mounting plate for the seatbelt. And I think I'm gonna replace this seatbelt mount because I saw it was tore out, the bolt, which is normal. They sell this piece pretty cheap, and I'm just gonna section this whole floor, and I gotta build that corner out as Dave's cage plate was there and they cut around it. So I might just buy a pan for this corner, but I think it only goes right about there, so I'm not sure. I gotta look more into it. That side's pretty solid. The rear of the floor is shot, but the rear floor is fine here. So I'll clean this up, and I'm gonna probably just, you know, maybe I'll go right in this hole and just replace this whole section. I might just buy a pan for this side and try to section everything. I don't know. The engine bay is still the engine bay. We're going to jack this thing up and do like I did on the back and use the cribbing with the jack stands on the cribbing to get this thing up even higher. And then we're gonna rip the subframe out. Like, I'm gonna drop that thing all out in one shot, tires and everything, and then we could start bolting in K-frame and control arms and knuckles. I'm gonna use the old strange coilovers out of my car. Yeah, they're shot, but they're perfect for mock-up right now. Because once I get this, like, everything welded back up, I'm gonna bring it down to my buddy's body shop, and we're gonna shoot the bay, jam it, and then I can come back here and start assembling. Like, you know, I'll probably bring the fenders and just have them do the insides of the jams on the fenders and the bottom side of the hood. I still haven't decided if I'm using this hood or the blue hood. They're both in really good condition, but this one's original to this car. Got a Vintag. You know, we'll jam it, and then we'll start putting a drivetrain in this thing. Because then, you know, if I get it running and driving, which, yeah, it'd probably take a year or so, I can drive it to the body shop. You know, if the engine bay is all painted, and, you know, bottom side of the hood's painted, Fenders are jammed, I can just leave all that bolted on the car and then paint the outside. Well, not drive it to the body shop, but I could put it in my trailer and still work on this and not worry about, you know, banging on the bumper and the fenders and all that. So I think that's what I'm gonna do. Let's get this thing jacked up. I got all. I still gotta clean all that stuff. All the AJE stuff gotta be cleaned. It is nasty. Oh, the start of a project. I just wish there wasn't rot. Oh, I hate rot, but it's fixable, and especially if you're not looking for perfect, it's literally gonna just make patch panels. I'd be lucky if I even grind down the welds, just make it all in and call it a day. Let's start ripping out that stock K-frame. Alright, well, the battery died in the middle of that. We got a couple more bolts. We have the strut tops, and we have these 2 bars to the body, and that's it. I damn near knocked myself out. Took a bar to the side of the temple, getting these bolts out. I forgot how much it sucked to work on stock cars, especially stock rusty cars. But it is almost the end of that. Get all this suspension junk out. It's pretty much all garbage except for like that tie bar back there. I'm sure I could sell it. I'm sure someone's looking for these vert bars as well, so I could sell that. I'm not even going to try to save anything else out of this. It's all going to go to my scrap pile at work and off to the junkyard. So let's get those 2 bars off and start taking the strut tops off and make sure I get work the jack down while I'm hammering on that. I might just cut that in half just in case. I don't want to tear the steering column apart. It's a good column. Yeah, let's just do that. That's not what I had planned. But that's what had happened. No, pile of garbage. I'll load all this crap into my truck. And, ooh, screwdriver. Bring it. This might take up a lot of space at the shop. My scrap area. Might be time for scrap sooner than later. Yeah. course, this one doesn't want to come out. I gotta take the sway bar out. We're gonna keep it. We're gonna put it back in. This is gonna be a pro touring kind of look. I want to be able, like, I'm not gonna say anything because she might absolutely fall in love with the car, but I don't think she's gonna drive it as much as she thinks she's gonna drive it. So if I take it to work, I like to be able to whip through the back roads that I have a blast driving to and from work. But in the green car, you know, it's not really meant for that. So this, I want this thing to handle really well. It's gonna, you know, it's gonna have a 5.3 with a cam. It's full exhaust intake. It's not gonna make a crazy amount of power. 450, 400, 350, 400. Through a 4L80. So it's not like it's gonna be the fastest thing in the world, but I want it to be fun. I want it to be peppy. You know, I have a feeling it'll end up with a turbo sooner than later after it's done. Obviously, you know, this is probably 2 years of work right here, mainly because I work on it like once a month when I have time, but I care less about the green car right about now. So yeah, rip out the brake lines. I take the wiper motor out. I get the heater boxes out. This throttle cable, steering column, other brake line, and start cleaning this thing up. Alrighty, well, that's got to go in there. And remember, we're doing the Cadillac brakes in the front, SN95 SN95 spindles, Cadillac Brembos, all AJE, coilovers in the front, coilovers in the rear now. You know, I have UPR upper and lowers here, which are in really good shape. Cobra brakes, brake master and everything. So this thing should go pretty good. It should handle pretty good. I think I'm gonna end that here. I think that's enough BS for this one video. Figure out how to get this one spring out without killing myself. Get this crap to the scrapyard. All right, get in your garage, guys. Grab a cold drink. I'm definitely going to grab a cold drink. It's humid. It's not hot. It's humid as shit. And I'm gonna putz around a little bit more with this. Have a good night. Oh, and quickly, for all the guys who are like, well, why do I need to change K-frames? What's wrong about it? This is a visual representation of why, if you're going to want to go faster in your Mustang, I'm not talking about the guys who just pop in that thing thinking it's like a 69 Chevelle and just ride to the Sunday, you know, car show, dust that thing off and ride it back in the garage. This ain't for you. It's a Mustang. Race that goddamn thing. Look at the size difference. I don't even know the weight difference, but all I know is I can lift that up with one hand and I have a cart here to carry this one out. So change your shit, but don't use AJE. That thing is AJE. That shit's straight trash. A lot of people run them. It's the budget version. I'm gonna run it in this car because it's budget. I didn't buy it. Team Z everything. Get with me if you need to buy Team Z suspension. Authorized dealer. Have a good night.